Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today we will talk about Al-Harakat, the Arabic diacritical marks. Remember in lesson 2, 4, and 6, we discussed a bit about these marks, Al-Harakat in the Arabic language. Today we will review and add more to it. So the goal today will be to understand how to read and write Arabic using these harakat and discuss a little bit about why do we use these marks and why do the marks change. You can find a word with a mark in one sentence and the same word with a different haraka in another sentence. Let's begin. So let's review quickly. Fatha, Dhamma. This is the Quranic sukoon. It means freeze. This is the sukoon in other non-Quranic texts, but in the Quran it means do not pronounce, but do not pronounce the letter. This is shadda. It means stress on the letter. Kasra. This is tanween al-fath. It's the one that you add the sound of noon, n at the end. And there's here tanween al-kasr, tanween al-dam. All of them have the sound n at the end, the noon. That's why we call it tanween. Let's take an example. Now, I want you throughout this lesson to pause the video and try and read the word before I do it myself. Okay, here we go. Al-mulku. This is the sukoon, Quranic sukoon. There's dhamma on the meme, so it's al-mulku. You see there's dhamma at the end on the kaf. Try this one. Kha. La. Qa. Khalaqa. He created. These are all words from Surah Al-Mulk we discussed before. Fa. So, and with the waw and sukoon, faw, faw. And then ju with the tanween dhamma is jun, fawjun, fawjun, a group. Khasi'an, khasi'an. فسحقا فسحقا هو هو in there's shadda here inna innahu innahu wa alayhi وعليه ضلال ضلال بما this is madda here بما it means it's a long alif بما in So let's talk about tanween al-fathi. Tanween al-fathi. The general rule that you have the word right here. When you want to add tanween al-fath, you add the alif and then you add tanween al-fath at the letter just before it. An example. So let's take this example. And this is from Surah Al-Anbiya, ayah number 69. I will explain it to you. قُلْنَا, we said, Ya naru, O fire. Kuni, be, it's an order from Allah to the fire. We said, O fire, be bardan, cool, and salaman, peace. Bardan wa salaman ala, upon Ibrahim. You know the story of Prophet Ibrahim, alayhi salatu wassalam. So, but now we're going to focus on just the reading and those two words in yellow, bardan wa salaman. As you see, the original word is bard and salam. Let's write it together. bard and salam. Now, when you want to add tanween al-fatah because of a grammatical necessity, we will discuss later, because this explains the position of the word in the sentence and how to understand it. So, bardan, so the general rule, as we said, is that you add an alif and tanween al-fatah on the letter before it. You add an alif and tanween al-fatah on the letter before it. Now, the way of writing the alif is the Quranic method. We're not going to discuss it now, but this is the formal way in non-Quranic texts, that you write the lam, and here's the alif right here. Okay, not a short alif right here. Anyway, so general rule for tanween al-fatah is that you add an alif and tanween al-fatah on the letter before it. Now, there are 4 exceptions for that. The first one is when the word ends in ta al-marbuta, right here, as you can see, ta al-marbuta, or when the word ends with an alif followed by a hamza, or when the word ends with an alif only, whether it is an alif mamduda or alif maqsura, or when the word ends with a hamza on an alif. Okay, let's take examples. So in all these cases, no need to add alif at the end. There is no need. Let's look at it. Example, when the word ends with ta marbuta. Maghfira, maghfira. Okay, maghfira. If you want to add tanween al-fatah, you just write it like this. You just add it at the end. Maghfiratan. Okay. Now the next example is when the word ends with an alif and a hamza after it, like sama, sky. Sky. Diya. Diya mean a powerful light or a shining light. Diya. So when you want to add tanween al-fatah for grammatical necessity, you just say sama'an, sama'an. It goes on the hamza. And diya'an, diya'an. It goes on the hamza. The third example, when the word ends with alif, whether it's alif mamduda or maqsura. For example, asa, stick. This one. Asa, like the stick of Prophet Moses, Musa alayhi salam. So when you write the tanween al-fatah, you just add the tanween al-fatah at the letter before the alif at the end, like this. Asan, asan. And this word fata, fata, it's a young boy. You add the tanween al-fatah at the ta before the alif al-maqsura. This is right here, alif al-maqsura at the end. So you just say fatan, fatan. Now, the last exception, when there is a hamza on an alif, like naba, news. You want to say naba'an, you just add it at the end on the hamza like this. Naba'an, naba'an. Okay. Now, tanween ad-damma, tanween ad-damma. This one, if you forgot, tanween ad-damma. The general rule is to write it at the end of the word, but there are exceptions. But let's take an example of the general rule. This is from Surah Al-Mulk as well. We discussed this before. So let's read it together. Pause and read, please, on your own. كلما ألقي فيها فوج كلما ألقي فيها فوج. As you can see right here at the end, the tanween al-damma is just added on the jim. We didn't do any changes. Now, what are the exceptions? When the word ends with alif, alif, like alif al-maqsura or alif al-mamduda. And the second exception is when the word ends with a ya. We're going to repeat these exceptions also when there is تنوين الكسر, for example, or تنوين الكسر. So when there is alif, let's take an example. قرى, and we will repeat the same examples. قرى, it means villages, villages. So we want to add تنوين الضمة to this. It is going to be difficult for you to say this one. So I'm just going to write it the wrong way. قرى, قراء, قراء. It's just not practical. It's not going to work. So what you do is you replace the tanween al-dam for necessity, for easiness, with tanween al-fath. That's how it is. You say Quran. Okay. Qu, ra, Quran. And for example, ra'i, this word, ra'i, a shepherd, ra'i. It is very hard to say ra'iyun. So out of necessity, what we do is that we delete this ya and add tanween al-kasr. So it becomes ra'in. Okay? Now let's discuss tanween al-kasr. The general rule is to add it at the end. As simple as that. Let's take an example from the Quran, also from Surah Al-Mulk. Try and read it on your own, please. ضلال كبير. ضلال كبير. As you see, we just added the tanween al-kasr at the end of both of the words. Now, what are the exceptions? Also, when the word ends with alif al-maqsura or alif al-mamduda, or when the word ends with a ya. The same thing, the same examples. So, fata, when you want to add tanween al-kasr, you cannot say fatain. It's not easy. So, the best thing is just to replace the tanween al-kasr with tanween al-fatih. So, it becomes fatan. Fatan. The same thing for ra'i. It is not practical to say ra'in. So you just X this and then put tanween al-kasr. So it's ra'in. Now in general, when the word has a fatha or tanween al-fatha, we call it's mansub. Mansub. When the word has dhamma or tanween al-dhamma, it's marfu'. When the word has kasra or tanween al-kasra, it is majroor. Now, these words are important to know because when you understand how these sentence is structured and the use of the harakat, you can have a more deeper understanding of the meaning of the sentence. So, and I'm stressing in red the word in general because these are not only the tools to make the word mansub or marfu' or majroor. I mean, to be mansub, yes, there might be a tanween al-fatah or a fatha, but these are not the only two ways. And that goes for the case of marfu' and majroor. But for today's lesson, we're only focusing on these ways, on the al-harakat. So why are we talking about this? And what do these harakat indicate? These are important for better understanding of the sentence and the grammatical correctness. And let's take an example so you can understand this more. So please try and read it on your own first. أكل 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 الولد التفاحة أكل الولد التفاحة. Okay, let me explain the meanings for you. أكل is a past tense verb. He ate. And we said the verb is الفعل. الفعل. So this is the فعل, the action verb. He, oh, sorry. He ate. الولد, the boy. التفاحة, the apple. Okay? So the action verb الفعل is أكل, which is a past tense verb. And in Arabic grammar, it should end with a fatha. Now, the doer of the action of eating, we called it al-fa'il, literally means the doer is who? Who do you think? Who ate the apple? Al-walad, the boy. So the doer, al-fa'il, should always be in a state of marfu'. And one of the ways is having a dhamma or tanween al-dhamma. In this case, because al-walad is defined with al-tarif, al-tarif here, al-tarif. So you don't put tanween al-dhamma, you put only the dhamma. So in this case, when you see the dhamma on al-waladu, you understand that this noun is the doer, al-fa'il, the one who's doing the action of eating in akala. Okay? Now, the maf'ul bihi is التفاحة التفاحة, and we know that because it has the fatha on it. It is mansub. المفعول به is the thing or the one who is done to it the action in the verb. So the التفاحة, the apple, is the thing that is done to it the action of eating. مفعول به. المفعول به is always in mansub status of nasab. It's always mansub. And one of the ways to do that is having a fatha, just like in this case. So أكل الولد التفاحة, you understand that the one eating the apple is the boy, and the thing that's being eaten is the apple, التفاحة. Now, I'll help you understand this more. Let's take another example. Please read it on your own first. Here we go. عبد عبد الله الر there's شد الرجل الرجل عبد الله الرجل. Okay, so عبد it means he worshipped. He worshipped. It's a past tense verb. عبد. Allah, Allah, you know that. Allah. الرجل, the man. So in this case, where's the فعل, the verb, the action verb? It's عبد, he worshipped. Where is الفاعل, the doer of the action of worshipping? If you are gonna say it's Allah because it came after the verb, well, you're wrong, because that's not how Arabic works. Because there is fatha here, that means it is not the doer, it's not al-fa'il, it is al-maf'ul bihi, the one that is done to it the action in the verb, which is worshipping. So who is the doer of the action of the worshipping? Who is al-fa'il? Man huwa al-fa'il? It is the man. الرجل. As you can see, there is dhamma here. It is marfu'. Allah here is mansub. الرجل here is marfu'. So the doer is the man and the worshipped one is Allah. Of course, that's logic. But if someone makes a mistake and said عبد الله الرجل, that is like a disaster. So it's عبد الله الرجل. You got it? Let's take an example from the Holy Quran. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to focus on the important part for us. So, إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. Okay, I'm going to remove the unimportant words and focus on the main words that makes the sentence complete and understood. So I'm going to X this, and X this. It's okay. It's not your level, but I'm just telling you that's how I'm going to do it. So let's read this sentence, how it's going to be. And as you notice, al-ulama, I changed the writing of it, not like the Quranic way right here. Anyways, our subject is the sentence structure and the al-harakat. Let's read the sentence now. Read it on your own, please. يخشى الله العلماء. يخشى الله العلماء. And this is from Surah Fatir, ayah 28. Okay? This ayah right here. So this part that I took, yakhsha is a present tense verb, and it means fears. Fears. Okay? Allah, al-ulama, the knowledgeable in the deen, knowledgeable. Knowledgeable. Oops. No, that's embarrassing. The knowledgeable. Yeah. No. Okay. So, yakhsha, he fears Allah al-ulama'u. What do you think is happening here? Al-ulama'u, the knowledgeable people. Who is fearing who? Is it Allah is fearing the knowledgeable people, or is it the other way around? It's the other way around. As you see, Allah has the fatha, it's mansub, so it is the maf'ul bihi, the one that is done to it the action of fear. So the one that is feared. Who is doing the action of fearing? As you see, there is the dhamma right here. Al-ulama'u, the knowledgeable people, are the one who fear Allah. Okay. So I hope that's clear. I try to make it as clear as possible and concise. I hope I simplified things enough for you. And if you are new to this Quran and Arabic channel, please start with lesson 1. The lessons are structured to gradually build your knowledge, so each lesson depends on the preceding one. If you find this content useful, please like, subscribe, and share.